Welcome back, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. I hope you guys are all doing amazing and excited to know what's next. So, is Forex halal or not? Oh my God, this is gonna start a debate, which I'm gonna enjoy. In the past, I did do Forex and I was able to make profits off of it. And then, recently I found out it's not permissible. And here's the opinion as to why. Well, to start off, Forex, let's talk about what Forex is first. Okay, the foreign exchange market. The foreign exchange market is when you take money or cash, your currency, i.e., Canadian dollars, and exchange it with another currency, let's say US dollars, and tomorrow the US dollar's value, crashes, which means the value of US dollars falls down, but you were holding the Canadian dollars, right, instead. So then you can sell them for much more higher. You made a profit. It's a triangle method of how it works. Now, why does that seem impermissible? Like I can send money to India, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, wherever, and then tomorrow when the Malaysian market goes up, I can buy more Canadian dollars. I just profited. Doesn't seem haram. The reality is, if you do it that way, the direct transaction, that is permissible. So when you send money and it's direct money, and somebody is on the other hand accepting it and sending it, hand to hand transfer, and it's a right away transaction, you get the market rate or middle market rate, and your money's there in the Malaysian bank now. Get that transaction done backwards so you can have that money back and kind of take a profit on it. And that's a direct hand to hand transaction. It's right away. Then it would be permissible, which personally I've also done because we've sent money to Pakistan and like our family has experienced that benefit, right? So it can be done. But the FX market on MT4 or MT5, two tools that are used to do most of the Forex trading, that form of online based Forex is not permissible. Now, here's the reason why. One, usually a lot of these brokers have high leverage based accounts. Remember, you're making money on the slightest bit movements on the currency rate, right? So the slight bit movement doesn't make you a lot of profit, right? You can invest 1,000, you might make only $1 if you go on 1-to-1 ratio. So what a lot of FX traders do is they leverage. They have a 1-to-50, 1-to-500, 1 to God knows what. You can leverage depending on what your account is and what your permissions are. So that's how they trade, and that's why they're able to lend. They're able to take money from the brokerages and use it to make profits and trade and stuff like that. And thus, a lot of people also go to negatives. How you're like, oh, I only invested $1,000. How did I end up going into negatives for $3,000? Yeah, that's because you've leveraged your position. That's why you need to understand what pips mean, what those pots are, what those ratios are when it comes to 1-to-40, 1-to-15, 1-to-50, 1-to-100, and whatnot. When you're putting in the money towards buying a currency ratio between another currency, so they're leveraged, and that's impermissible. That's why there's overnight interest rates. And now here's the issue. You're like, okay, well, I know a lot of Sharia compliant brokerages that allow all this stuff, and they take away their leverage and they don't charge you interest for it. First, there's two things that you need to understand. Most of these accounts, they're still leveraged. They just don't charge you interest for it. Okay, but that's still permissible. If someone's just loaning you money, that's fine. Here's the second issues come. When they give you that loan, or they allow you to trade on their brokerage, or when they give you that 1-to-40 range leverage and they don't charge you interest on it, they're still giving you money so you can transact on their brokerage. Technically speaking, that's money being made on the assets of money. So here's the concept of user here. You can't use money to make more money. And so there is this issue here that they give you on purposely so you can use it on their brokerage, and so they earn from that. And that is where the second issue comes in place, that they're doing this, and that's also impermissible. And let's just say you can get over that. You can talk to a broker and be like, no, I want a 1-to-1 ratio. I'll put $100,000 in and I'll just make that, that's 0.001 cent per dollar profit, right? And for the $100,000, I'll end up maybe making $1,000 on a transaction. Cool. You got it down to that point, which I don't think any brokers, as far as I know, would do, because that means they're just letting you make money without them making any money. Here's the third issue. When you're on the forex market, when you put in an order, that order is a futures order. It's an options trade. It's not a direct trade. It's not a hand-to-hand trade. There's a hadith on this that when there's a financial transaction, it should be a hand-to-hand transaction. And that's where the third issue comes in. This is where the muftis and the scholars say this is the other issue, is that it's an option trade. It's like getting a call option or a put option. You're technically putting it in now, but it's actually transaction. Like, it goes through in about 2 to 3 business days, and so there's not a direct transaction, and so it's a delayed transaction. That's where the other issue comes in place. And then now, if you can somehow get over this, then you're pretty much doing a one-to-one transaction, which I talked about first thing. If when you send money over to another country, like actual money from a bank to a bank, or like to your buddy from using Western Union or whatnot, then that's permissible. But when you're doing an online FX traders, I haven't seen a brokerage that's first not gonna let you leverage. And if they do, if they're okay with you not leveraging, then them not charging you, for using their software and stuff. So that's where the issues comes in with the muftis and the scholars. I hope that kind of clarifies why it's impermissible. So one, because of interest. If you can kind of get over that, then there's the issue of still using leveraged money on those brokerage accounts where they're benefiting from the money that they've given you. And if you can somehow get zero leverage, then there's the issue of it being a options trade, not necessarily. It's like a forward contract, and that's an issue. So those are the three main reasons. Now here's my other opinion as to why I think maybe if you're not a genius at forex, you should not you should not try to take a stab at forex, especially with money right away. Forex is a 80% losers market and 20% gainers market. It's big whales that win. They manipulate the market. It's the banks that always win. There's already a lot of cases and case studies on how the banks have manipulated the markets, God knows how many times, and they've been sued and whatnot. But that still continues on. The reality is, it's big market players' game. When I was initially learning about Forex, pretty much all the courses I took on it, they all focused on that you need to think like a banker, that you need to think like a bank. All the candlestick movements, the Japanese candlestick movements, every single thing, they would teach on the basis of thinking like a banker. If this happens, if you were a big multi-billion-dollar bank, what would you do next, type of thing, with obviously putting in economics, policies, monetary policies and all that stuff, and kind of playing it all together with technical analysis and trend analysis and stuff like that, and then making a decision. As a whole, it's a massive market. The entire market has in a days it transacts more than a lot of the countries entire GDP for the year. So it's a massive market. But I would say there are other tools already out there. Like, you don't need to go do Forex. There's stocks that are permissible. There's crypto that's permissible. There's other things that are permissible. So do that. And if you do want to do Forex and you do understand monetary policy and all that stuff, then I would highly request and recommend do it the direct method. If you have that money and you want to do Forex because you can, send over $1 million to a developing country where that country is gonna boom in the next 5 years or 2 years, or even next month. They're gonna have some next level policies coming out where it's gonna increase the value of that country's currency. You take that currency gain and then you bring it back, and you just made yourself, God knows, 7, 8, 10% in a month, which is amazing, technically speaking. If you're making about 10% a month or even a 5% per month, that's pretty big for the markets. So enjoy. That would be my recommendation. Kat, do your research, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for all of us and guide us to the truth. Other than that, I wish you guys an amazing day. Meantime, follow my other stuff, my social medias. I'm always recommending new stocks to invest in, cryptos to invest in, other methods to make money. There's some really exciting things coming out also for my YouTube. So subscribe for sure. Like this video, share with a friend of yours who's doing Forex and is earning impermissibly and is willing to kind of understand why and where and whatnot. I can give more details for sure. If that person wants to reach out directly to me, they can reach out directly to me through my Instagram, DM me, and I will be more than happy to have a conversation. So for sure, follow, like, share, and all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Take care, guys. Assalamu alaikum. Bye. Do subscribe, like, share, hit that bell icon for notifications. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram for more content. I'll be uploading more stuff in all of these social media websites. Thanks. Take care. Salam. Bye.